Zcash continues to recover beautifully, and we're going to be talking about it in the video today because there's a very large meeting coming up with the SEC and sort of a privacy roundtable that's going to be happening in about 6 days on December, I think it's December 15th. I got a dentist appointment on December 15th, so now I might be mixing up the 15th with the SEC meeting and going to the dentist. So regardless of that, it is coming up soon, and we're seeing a lot of anticipation. Some people are wondering and worrying whether or not the SEC is going to allow, accept, and regulate privacy coins. Or, of course, if they're going to give them an even harder time. So that's one of the reasons why we've seen so much volatility in Zcash. We're going to be going over it because is it really a privacy coin? Because 53% of all transactions are now mapped and tracked. So let's discuss it. If it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay, bro. Now, before we jump into this article, I do want to say that YouTube has recently changed their crypto policy. On November 17th, they really started cracking down, and they are allowing general discussions. That's all that this video is, okay? Please do not rely on this video as a promise, promotion, recommendation, guarantee, suggestion, or anything like that. It is simply you and I talking about cryptocurrency, discussing the latest news. Yes, there's going to be expectations, commentary, and so on, but do not rely on those when making decisions. I don't know who YouTube actually wants you to talk to. Financial advisor, your mom, your dad, whoever it is. Just make sure to abide by the rules and all of that stuff, and do not take this as anything of a guarantee. So let's talk about what's happening with Zcash, because the price action is beautiful. We're now recovering back up to the resistance level now. It was support, but it is now resistance. We've broken through the 20-day moving average, and we're getting ready to test this resistance around $450 per coin. But 53% of the transactions are now not private. It says Arkham has unveiled its most extensive privacy network mapping effort to date. The firm added full Zcash on-chain tracking, which now marks more than 53% of all Zcash transactions. Moreover, the system includes shielded and transparent activity, providing wide insight on a network based on privacy and selective disclosure. Now, Arkham reported that as of right now, more than $420 billion in volume in Zcash is now linked to identifiable people and entities. The platform has also attributed approximately 48% of all transaction inputs and outputs to known entities. It is also attributable to nearly 37% of total Zcash balances, approximately $2.5 billion worth, to certain organizations and other traders. These numbers are a major step towards increased transparency throughout Zcash. Now, Arkham Intelligence has linked all of Zcash entities to, this is a summarization here, 53% of all Zcash transactions are labeled, $420 billion of volume attributed to an entity, 48% of all inputs and outputs are attributed to an entity, and 37% of all balances are labeled. Guys, you know, I don't understand why the SEC and the government and all of these people have such an issue with transparency and privacy and all of that. Dude, nobody's labeling. If I hand somebody a dollar bill later today, that's not recorded anywhere. You know what I mean? Cash is the ultimate privacy coin. And clearly the government is completely okay with cash. But they're not okay with something like Zcash. So make it make sense to me. Down in the comments below, make it make sense, right? You can't attribute 53% of all cash transactions as labeled. Absolutely not. So with that being said, I still do like Zcash. I like it, I own it, and I'm excited about it. It is currently sitting at $444, almost $445 per coin, and it is on the rise over the last week. If you're interested in accumulating, you've got a link down in the description below for Best Wallet. Now, this is your access to the blockchain, where, of course, you guys can go out there and own basically any cryptocurrency that you would like to own on the blockchain. But like I said at the beginning of the video, this is not a recommendation for you to do so. It's simply allowing you to know that this exists so that you can go out and do your own research. And finally, do not forget to diversify. One of the tokens that I've been diversifying into recently is Bitcoin Hyper. This is a brand new layer 2 blockchain being built for Bitcoin, and it's one of the fastest growing and hottest ICOs of 2025. Just in the last 24 hours, 309 people have bought in. In the next 30 minutes, the next stage of the pre-sale is going to take place, and these guys have already done $29+ million in ICO activity just in the last couple of months alone. How the layer 2 is going to work is you bridge over from Bitcoin to Bitcoin Hyper, you transact with near instant finality, it sends the info back to Bitcoin, and then when you're ready to withdraw, you initiate the request, and your Bitcoin are sent back to your Bitcoin layer 1 wallet. They've got 16,000 plus followers out on their X account. They are growing very, very quickly, and of course, if Bitcoin continues to grow, one would expect layer 2s for Bitcoin to continue to grow. So let me know what you guys are interested in down in the comments down, below. You've got all the info that you would need in the description. And until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.